Hello, hello. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Right now, we're going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, also for your cross watchers. This reading, I asked your collective energy what it's going to be about to give you some idea of what we're going to be discussing. And it was this sense that I was given that there is much more going on than meets the eye. I'm not sure if this is just to acknowledge that you're going through way more than what you're allowing other people to see. I don't know if this has more to do with someone else hiding things from you. Part of me kind of wonders if it has to do with someone else, maybe someone you're in a relationship with, or some sort of partnership with, hiding details. But there is a sense that there's way more going on than what you realize. So let's start pulling some cards to see what this is about. Hold on. It's always such a chore to shuffle. I was considering getting, oh no. I was considering getting a shuffling, like an automatic shuffler, because I'm sorry, I just cannot be bothered to shuffle. It takes too much coordination. Okay, let me just get the other cards. There is a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on, Scorpio. I'm not really liking how this is looking, what I'm seeing, because it's very unbalanced. I'm trying to discern if the imbalance comes from something you're doing or avoiding, or if this is being pressed upon you. For some Scorpios, it's feeling like you're actively participating in the perpetuation of whatever is going on because you're not wanting to see what's actually going on. And I mean, if you're going to avoid the lesson, then it's going to be perpetuated, right? Let's see. Almost done. All right. So here goes. It seems like your thoughts are on fire with everyone else's opinions. You've been kind of forced to come up from your depths and be much more, I guess, surface level type of existence. It's like you're being forced out of your comfort zone for one reason or another. You're not being allowed to really process. It's this feeling that you're just being pushed around by the ocean. And the ocean is seeming to be the environment that you're in. So it could be your work environment, friendships, it can be your relationship, it can be your family, whatever it is, you're kind of just being pushed along. You're not really getting a say in where you're going, where your thoughts are focused. And in addition to that, it seems like your thoughts are on fire with the words of other people. It seems as, oh, I never saw that before right here. This has to do with a relationship. For some of you, this has to do with a relationship. I'm assuming this is you and this is your cross watcher, crying, trying to rally everyone up to be on their side. And your kind of hands just thrown up and like, oh, I don't know what to do with this anymore. This is such a pain in the ass. Well, that's my words. That's not a part of the message. That's my interpretation of the message, the pain in the ass part. Okay. So yeah, you're just kind of exasperated. Things have gotten just far too out of hand for you to process. And they're over there still crying and trying to rally up the troops to support their cause. Now, wow. The message of this is really saddening to me. Whoever this cross watcher is to you, Scorpio, it's like they're promising that the next part of your journey together is going to be different. It's going to be different. And they're asking you to ride off into the sunset with them, failing to disclose that this is another gilded cage they're putting you in. Okay, this is another circumstance of trying to control you, trying to limit you, trying to dictate where you go in life, whether that be physically, I don't know, but emotionally and mentally, they're trying to dictate whoever this is to you. And it could be the cross watcher and the cross watcher's friends, family, your family, I don't know, but they've recruited quite a few. I keep hearing the term flying monkeys. So there is a very real potentiality that this cross watcher has narcissistic tendencies. Okay. And Scorpio, you've been outstung. Okay. They cut off your stinger. You've lost your ability to sting. You okay with that, Scorpio? This is me kind of poking the bear. Are you okay with that? You okay with someone cutting off your stinger and making you just this helpless thing in the water? Or are you going to rise up, stand up for yourself? I'm just saying, you know, you're going to let them put you in a nice little cage, put you on a pony of their choosing and direct where you're going to go. You know, for some Scorpio, you might be okay with that. And that's okay. That's okay. There's a part of them, there's a part of this circumstance, mirrored souls. They're mirroring that void you feel within you, because honestly, the sense that I get, for some, and this is not going to resonate for everyone. Okay. It's not going to resonate for everyone. So for some, you got into this, whatever type of partnership this is, because there was a breakdown in communication with the person you really did want to partner with. There was a breakdown in communication and connection with the one who was mirroring your growth, the one who was mirroring the aspects of you that empower you. So I guess it's kind of like your way of retaliating for some Scorpios. This was your way of retaliating to show that the one that hurts you, because of some perception of rejection is what I'm getting. You're going to show them like, I'm going to pick something else. Well, that was a good pick. That was for real a good pick. Yeah, I don't think you could have picked a much more dramatic as fuck antithesis to what it was you were actually wanting in life. So this is mirroring the parts of you that, and it could be reversed, but this is mirroring the parts of you, whatever circumstance you're in, is mirroring the parts of you that need your attention so badly right now. These are the parts that need you to love on it, the parts that felt rejected and dejected by this higher connection that for whatever reason failed. It got disconnected. But that in itself is an illusion, because look, your foreheads are still touching. Okay. Your foreheads are still touching. Your eyes seem to be open. Their eyes seem to be closed. Or maybe it's your eyes that are closed. Their eyes are open. One of you is aware that there is still a connection. That connection never went away. And the other is unaware. So maybe Scorpio is the one with the eyes closed. But it's time for you to release this cycle of punishment that you've put yourself through because of, wanting to prove something. There was never really a need to prove something. If you can let go, if this is resonating with you and you can let go of the resentment that's involved with everything that's occurred since the breakdown and the choosing of a different circumstance, if you can let it go, you'll be able to realize this is teaching you something profound, and there might be an opportunity to reconnect for some people. But that reconnection is not going to take place so long as you continue to allow yourself to be drained. Yeah, cycle of punishment. You don't have to punish yourself. You don't. Everything in your life that's occurred has helped to grow you in some way, but only if you allow it to, only if you allow that information in. So you're being actively drained. There's more going on here than you realize. You are being actively drained. Is the other person, the cross watcher, doing this intentionally, cognitively, For some, they might not be aware that they have a very vampiric type of existence. That vampiric existence could be a very distorted sense of ownership over you, a very distorted perception of we belong together. We have this title. You're my twin or you're my soulmate. It's some sort of spiritual title that's being given to the other person, a label to claim ownership. And really, as a sovereign, a label serves to do nothing but limit you. You're more than just that one thing. And so if you're going to allow this label to give someone else ownership over you, you absolutely will be drained. You absolutely will be continued to be drained. And some of us need to experience the draining for prolonged periods so that we can choose, hold on, so that we can choose to no longer allow ourselves to be drained. Some of us can simply just acknowledge that we're being drained and move forward from that and not allow it any further. It really just depends where you're at in your return trip back home to yourself. Okay. So you're being drained, you're being manipulated, you're being gaslit, and your environment is being mentally terraformed by this. And would you just stop crying? I'm sorry. I have never seen this part of the imagery before. This card has come out so many times, and I have never seen that crying ass. I don't know why it's triggering me. Like, I don't like people being manipulated. I don't like people being put in gilded cages. That's never okay with me. I don't care what's going on. That's never okay. It's never okay. You have to keep going forward. Okay. Whether this partnership is going to go forward with you or not, that's up to you. No one gets to tell you when it's time to walk away from someone. No one gets to tell you that you have to continue to stay with someone. This is something each of you have to decide on your own terms at your own time. But you do have to keep going forward. Okay. It is going to be a long road. There is going to be a few uphill battles, but ultimately you're walking towards that sunset. Now, there is a potentiality of storms on the horizon, but that's not going to change the fact that you need to continue walking forward. Okay. Ooh, I'm being given another detail. Where you're at right now is full of fog. There has been a veil of confusion placed upon you, and that veil has largely been used to keep you from balancing yourself. Okay. Notice the colors in the leaf behind the silhouette, because that looks like a leaf to me. All right. The colors are that orangey red with a little bit of yellow. That has to do with your root chakra, sacral chakra. More and more, this is seeming like this reading is of a love-based nature, a romantic relationship or partnership. The root chakra is about your fear of not being able to survive whatever this tumultuous relationship is putting you through. For some, that might be because you're cohabitating and maybe you don't have anything in place to get your own place. Everything will come together. If you're meant to really no longer live in the same household under the same roof, all of that will come together. Just trust your soul to provide for you the understanding and the path to get out of whatever you need to get out of. Now, does that mean everyone needs to break up? Absolutely not. Everyone's circumstance is different. Okay. You don't decide the fate of your relationship based on some random tarot or oracle card reading. This information is simply to serve as external confirmation of internal guidance. If this is not already resonating with you, don't try and force it. Okay. Now, the upper levels of the leaf have a lot of greens and blues. This is about healing your heart space. This is about communicating your needs. This is about you currently existing in a shadow state where you feel buried, where you feel alone, you feel misunderstood. You have to recreate a balance within yourself. Okay. 2 being the number of guidance. Your soul is guiding you to recreate balance for yourself. Okay. So, ooh, another message that I'm getting for some of us, if we have very poor ability to balance, say you're standing on one leg and you're wobbly wobbly, is it going to serve you to continue to wobble? For some, you can catch your balance by, just putting your arms out and steadying yourself. For others, it's much more difficult to balance. So you're going to have to reach out and connect with something that is stable. So what I'm getting for some of you, it's that failed connection. This is the time when you need to reach out, reconnect with that failed connection. Not necessarily to have them save you, more of to allow that solid foundation, that familiarity to help you steady yourself. Okay. To kind of give you the ability to gain your bearings again. Okay. So because they're, remember, I was telling you, they're mirroring the aspects of you that are ready to be healed, that are already in the process of healing. And that's why that would be a more secure thing to reach out to. It would be like the equivalent of putting your hand out and touching the side of a building versus a rickety fence that's about to fall over. What would be more of a secure way to steady yourself? You know what I'm saying? This doesn't mean necessarily to reach out and reestablish a romantic connection. This just means for some, it's okay for you to admit that you need a little bit of external assistance to steady yourself. You're so wibble wobbly that it's too much. You can't get yourself steadied. You need something that's solidly planted, very foundational, very solid foundation to help you. So again, it's tying into that emotional manipulation that I feel. Your eyes are closed to what's going on. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. See, everything is like your eyes are closed for everything. How are you really going to see what you've gotten yourself into if you refuse to look at what's actually going on? This, for some, whoever's resonating with this is a difficult circumstance you've gotten yourself into. And you have to allow yourself to see what's going on. For some of you, because this looks like a fox, for some of you, it looks like whoever it is you're dealing with, the cross watcher, is trying to lull you into complacency, that kiss on the cheek. For whatever reason, maybe the definition will change for a different circumstance. But to me, this card totally looks like the kiss of Judas, like that kiss of betrayal, like a sleight of hand, like, let me kiss you so you don't look over there and see the fuckery that I'm up to. I don't know. I could be misreading. That's the sense that I get for the energy of this reading, like betrayal is on the horizon. I'm thinking for those that this is resonating with, it's a sense that this has been a cycle, an ongoing cycle for some time now. This desire for you to want to make this work. You have to examine, why do you want this to work so badly? If it's going that bad, why do you want it to work? Why do you need it to work so badly? Why do you keep holding on to it? And I'm not asking you this question as a rhetorical way to judge or condemn you. I want you to answer this for yourself. I want you to find the root of what it is that's causing you to hold on to something that keeps burning you. Is it that for the first time in your life, or the first time in a long time, whatever it is, you took a chance on something and really opened yourself? Because I know Scorpios have a tendency to be very closed off. They don't trust many people, rightfully so. Maybe this is a lesson in you realizing you not trusting too many people is for a reason, and that you should have never been ashamed that you were closed off, because Not everyone deserves to access and enter your most sacred of spaces. And I can say this without judgment because I just lived through this. Like, this is a lesson I just learned. Not everyone has the integrity or the honor to be allowed in. And they have to be okay with that. That's something that has to be earned. So, Scorpio, change your perception of yourself. That's not something you should have to be ashamed of. Having standards, expecting people to earn their way into your sacred space. And I think for some, this might be the very reason why it's difficult for you to let go. Like, they've already entered so deeply, like it has to work because that can't be for nothing. It isn't for nothing. You're learning something profound right now. Shift your focus. Shift your focus from an ego base, like, there's no way I'm going to admit that I was wrong in this, to, you know, I was wrong, but I see how it benefited me. I see what I had to learn in this, and it gifted me with something beautiful, a very profound understanding of myself and my path. So just shifting. We need to release the need to blame, they need to find someone to seek vengeance on. You're ascending beyond that stereotypical Scorpio existence. Someone cut off your stinger, fine, you'll regrow another. Scorpio is not going to be without the stinger. Okay, resolve this situation first. Figure out if this is something that is worth investing more of your time and energy, or if it's time to just cut your losses. Okay, you didn't lose anything because you're learning something profound. This is gifting you with a profound, ripened understanding of you and your quirks. This is gifting you with the opportunity to choose to appreciate these quirks that you have, that you were once very ashamed of. You no longer have to be ashamed of the very things that exist to protect you. That's a profound lesson. Profound lesson. So you will find happiness again. You will. And this is going to be someone who can tolerate the depths that you can go to. This is going to be the one that mirrored your healing. Wow. So it's said that dolphins can communicate using telepathy and sonar echolocation, and it's housed in their forehead. Well, look at that. Housed in the forehead. Okay. This is a connection with someone who can swim as deep as you. Oh, I don't want to say that because that sounds pretentious. Okay, I'll just deliver the message. I didn't want to say it because as a Pisces, I don't want it to seem like I'm just trying to pump up the Pisces and shit on everyone else, because I'm not. But the message that I heard was that crabs are also water, Cancers are also water, but Scorpio, crabs don't go to the depth that a fellow fish can. Okay. So Scorpio has a tendency to like to be very, very deep in the trenches of the heart's oceans. And Pisces is just a little mermaid that can go wherever, can just flow. Does this mean that if you're a Scorpio and you're struggling with a Cancer, that it's doomed and you need to go find yourself a Pisces? No, it does not mean that. It does not mean that. But apparently this was some message that some of you needed to hear. I don't know who needed to hear that, but this doesn't mean that Pisces is any better than a Cancer, or Cancer is any less than a Pisces. This is just the energy of this card, and it's not my place to edit the messages that are rightfully for Scorpio. So card number 24, new chapter. You're going to be rising from this fog. Where is it? Hold on. Remember, I was given that extra little tidbit of information where you're at right now, Scorpio. There is a fog, a veil of confusion that was put into place, and you're going to be rising from that. You're going to be rising from that. You can't be contained anymore. You're going to reach a certain level of your development where you're just not having it. You're not going to be put in a gilded cage. You understand you have the ability to rise beyond this hot air balloon. Ooh, holy shit. The messages upon messages. So this gilded cage, this promise of being taken care of being a kept person, man or woman, it doesn't matter. It's almost like there's this promise that should you continue to play along, you will be a kept person, kept in a beautifully gilded cage, but that's full of hot air. Oh, it's getting catty up in here. Retract the claws. Retract the claws. Oh, dang. That's okay. Again, I it's not my place to edit the messages that I'm being given to share. But damn, even I'm like, oh, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit much. Damn. They need to trim your claws. Hold on. Let's get you guys the last couple cards. Oh, okay. These cards kind of just popped up. Oh, damn. Okay. So here goes. There's a lot of things that are happening out of context. Again, Scorpio, there are things going on that you are not being given the full context of. This knowing is going to set you on fire. You're going to get real mad. If this resonates with you, if this reading is explaining whatever circumstance you're in right now, you're probably going to find out information that's going to get you real fucking mad, real heated. And it's that heat that's going to trigger that transformation. Dragonflies are about spiritual transformation, and shit's about to pop off. It's about to pop off. Hopefully not for everyone, because the last thing we need is all the Scorpios really mad. Oh, what is this about? Oh, someone is fanning your... You better get fucking mad. Whoa, I never saw this before either. So I'm looking at this and I'm told I'm missing a detail. Okay, I'm missing a detail. I need to look at the card closer, to which I looked. And if you turn it over, someone is fucking blowing on the flames. Gossip, gossip, gossip. They are talking about Scorpio. Wow, wow, wow. Look what Scorpio did to me. They're so mean. I love them so much. And yeah, now I'm getting all kind of fucking catty because I don't like this kind of shit. I don't care who you are. You do not deserve to be treated this way. This wow, wow, wow. Get everyone all riled up, riled up. They turned their back on me. They used me. They betrayed me. I offered them all of my bullshit, hot air-filled, gilded cage, and they took off. Okay. And this is you, oblivious that all this shit is happening. You're like looking real good. Look at that beautiful skin. Your hair is done. You got some ornate decorations in the hair, looking real good, ready to conquer life. Failing to realize these motherfuckers are fanning the flames, blowing air into the fire. Woo, this kind of stuff pisses me off. And once you recognize this, ooh, that's your reaction. What the fuck is going on? What just happened here? There. Because for once in your life, you were being very genuine. You're being very genuine. You were really trying. You were really investing of your time and your energy into something. And there's the fire. Okay. There's the fire. You were cleansing yourself. See that lotus in your hand? The lotus is a self-cleansing flower. Okay. It represents protection, love, purity, purification. And you thought that you were building this foundation full of love, protection, safety, purification, only to find out all of it might not be what you thought it was. That there was much more going on than what you realized. And there you're hurting. But it's okay. It's okay, because it's that pain that's growing you. Allow yourself to process. If this is something that is really resonating, allow yourself to process. Call back your parts, okay? Call back your parts. Allow yourself to observe. Hands off. Hands off. Don't try and correct them. Don't try and argue with them. Don't try and call them out. Just observe. Let them think that you're continuing to not pay attention. Hands off. The fires will be put out and you will rise from your ashes. And as you rise from your ashes, your divine counterpart right here, you're both rising. I feel like this is tied to the reconnection that occurs to help you steady yourself. I think as you reconnect with whoever this is, and it doesn't have to be romantic. Again, this doesn't always have to have a romantic component to it. But this divine connection that reflects the healing will lead to the fires being put out and the rise of you, because you're entering a new chapter of your life. Okay. You're entering a new chapter of your life, and you need to allow yourself to receive the support and the love that is genuine and true. Oh my God. That's a deep ass message. That which you thought had died is rising to the surface to be resurrected. It has to do with this. That which has died, that which you thought had died, is rising to the surface to be resurrected. Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of just flabbergasted. Yeah, I said, oh my God, too. What the heck does that mean? I think this means for those Scorpios who are struggling through this, this is something that's about to be resolved for those who are ready for it to be resolved. If you're not ready for it to be resolved, please don't condemn yourself. You need more time. Okay? Trying to force yourself through a process that you're not finished processing is a surefire way to ensure the process cycles back around and repeats. So let me just get one more card. I'm told one more card. Ooh, okay. Ooh. So this deck had been placed beside me. I was told to look over to my side, to which I saw solitude. You are rowing away from that island on fire. Whatever this was, they created an island just for the two of you to exist upon. They totally, it's like they kept you very isolated from everything. Any type of wrong move, any type of hint of potential freedom for you, they shored up the island even more, created an even larger moat, and you're kind of it's time for you to have solitude and to row away from this. Okay, the island's on fire, as is evident. The island's on fire. Maybe they recognize they can't keep hidden anymore, that they've set the entire island on fire, and that's why they're choosing to use hot air, trapped hot air. And what is air but the spoken word? She's speaking out fiery words, talking shit about you, and now she's trying to hide it and use that deception to transport you to another cage. Wow, all of this shit is just tying in. The last card that I was told to pull, absence. Damn. Okay, you were like, fuck that. Give me back my horse. Okay. Wow. Absence. The sun, the moon. You've taken back your horse. You've taken. Are y'all dealing with a Sagittarius? What the fuck is this? Okay, for some of you, you are a Sag cusp. You're pulling in Sagittarius energy as well as Scorpio energy. This just went to a really weird place. I think the reading is done. It just went to a really weird place for me. We're just going to call in some good energy. I just felt some weird ash in my chest. Not a parasitic breach, but I'm just saying, I'm not pulling in anyone else's. I'm not willing. I am not a willing participant to this. I'm not going to pull in someone else's distorted reality. I will give you guys one more card, okay? I will give you one more card to have some sort of okay. I'm not giving you one more card here. I'm told to pull from this deck 3 cards. Dear soul, you know, I really don't like when I say something and then you tell me, no, you're not. I really don't like it, but I'll play along right now. Okay, I'll play along. Here we go. We're getting you guys a couple cards from here. I'm told that I will be told when I've pulled enough. Scorpio, I don't know what y'all are going through. This shit's intense. My fellow water. I don't know. This is intense. This is really intense. It triggers parts of me that are so averse to the violation of sovereign free will. It really does. Okay. All right. Okay. Y'all. Okay. This is some shit right here. This is some serious shit. This is all about the reconnection of this. It's a reconnection. It's a reconnection. All right, I'll tell you because the numbers are speaking. Card number 31, rejecting emotion. Emotional manipulation is what's going on here. Remember, you know, emotional manipulation is what's going on to drain you, to drain your power, to drain your freedom from you. So you're rejecting the emotion. Notice how it's not in color. Okay, so 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. Card number 13, birth and expansion. You are going through a birth and expansion. That Lyran fire is burning away all of this fictitious emotion that's being used to manipulate you. So this is how it is. 3, 1, 1, 3. 4, 4, right? 4 and 4. Well, there's a lot of secrecy. Card number 44. Okay, there's a lot of secrecy going on as you are rebirthing yourself. You're needing to keep your process to yourself. If part of what you experience in this relationship is telling the cross watcher much more than what you would normally share with someone else because you're trying to grow yourself, you're trying to, you know, evolve, and so you're sharing of yourself. You don't want to be that secretive, shady ass Scorpio. All of that is bullshit. If you feel the need to share, you share. If you don't feel the need to share, do not force yourself to share. Card number 44. This is about you being the main focus here. Your growth and compassion for yourself is your priority. So we have 44. That's 8. We have 4 and we have 4. 8. 8, 8. Now, you're going to be asked to travel beyond your current level of wisdom. Card number 1. You're being asked to travel beyond that, okay? Go beyond that which you already know. This circumstance is what you know, okay? What you don't know is what would have happened what would have happened had you not allowed your bruised ego to cause you to become vindictive and cut off connection, right? So, 1, beyond wisdom. Card number 7, unconditional love. 1 plus 7 is 8. The combination of unconditional wisdom and beyond unconditional love and beyond the wisdom you know leads to a reunification. This reunification has absolutely everything to do with this process. 888. Ooh, 888. So what happens now? Card number 20, the power of sound. 2 being the number of guidance, divine guidance. 0 being the number of the point of origination. You are returning back to your point of origination. Power of sound has to do with you speaking up and speaking out. You will no longer be bullied. You will no longer be lulled into complacency. You will no longer allow yourself to be emotionally manipulated, to be drained, and to have your environment be set on fire and turned against you. You're no longer going to allow it, because now you're preparing yourself to reconnect, either in real life or just as consciousness, with the aspects of you that are being mirrored that will help trigger your self-healing, so you can continue your self-healing process. You're going to need a lot of solitude for now. Okay, you're going to need a lot of solitude for now, because these distortions need to be cleared out first. There is no point if you have a pitcher of water that's been tainted with a drop of food coloring. Say it's a drop of red food coloring. Okay, so the water is now all, mixing and becoming red. Okay, are you going to clear that out first and then refill the pitcher if you don't want any type of that tainted food coloring in there? Or are you just going to keep refilling it? Because if you're going to keep refilling it with that tainted energy still in there, all you're doing is diluting the tainted energy, but it still exists within you. So when you choose to allow yourself to experience solitude for a time, you then give yourself the time that's necessary to clear out all of the distortions. So when you get refilled, it's not going to affect the forward trajectory of your self-healing process. This is about a self-healing. This is not necessarily about, for some it might be, but not for all. It's not necessarily about reconnecting with an old potential romantic interest. Okay, for some of you, that old potential romantic interest is no longer a romantic interest, but instead has developed into one of the greatest allies of your soul to help you learn the lessons that you're needing to learn. Okay, so whew, that was a lot of information. I'm exhausted. I don't know what the fuck's happening with Scorpio's lives, but y'all are going through something. Some of y'all are going through something. I hope it resolves with as little struggle as possible. Okay? It's going to resolve. It's absolutely going to resolve. Make sure you give yourself enough patience. Be patient with your process. All right? Definitely be patient with your process. So, I cut the deck and was told to look down. I don't know why I cut the deck, but notice these are patterns, okay? For some of you, you've already been doing this and trying to free yourself only to go right back to the same thing over and over and over again. Once you recognize these are patterns, you can then begin doing the work to stop the patterns, okay? But it takes acknowledgement. First and foremost, it takes acknowledgement. And you won't be able to acknowledge anything if you're not observing. So allow yourself to observe, okay? So please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I'm going to be doing Cancer next. I hope you guys join me in a few minutes. You guys know the frequency. Come back for more. Bye.